What's up, ladies and germs? Out here soloing again tonight. Camera looks crooked. Let me go fix that. I don't know. Is that better? Yeah, that's better. Whew, what's everybody doing this evening? How's it sound? Everybody all right? Maybe we got it fixed. We shall see. All right, y'all ready to do this? Waiting on you. See, I play multiple roles on this show. I have multiple personalities. All right, everybody, welcome to the next episode of the Everyday Joe Show. I'm your host, the Travis Reed. You probably never, not once, heard of me, except maybe turn that sound down, Goober. Here we are, or here I am, episode 406, right here in Studio 11, hanging out by myself. Been trying to get this sound dialed in and whatnot, and so it's been a long, hard road, boy. I'll tell you that. Goodness gracious almighty. It has been something else. But hey, we got it fixed. Had a lot of Wi-Fi issues, I think, on the mend, possibly, with that. I'll tell about that ordeal here in a bit. Maybe. I don't want to get my blood pressure up too daggum high about it. So we got a good show. We're going to talk a little sports tonight. What's up, Ben Doss? How you doing, buddy? Talking a little sports tonight. Got a feel-good story out of Manchester this week. We'll get to that here in just a minute. Talk a little NFL news. Got some good news for you Titans fans out there, and some really crappy news for the one Cardinal fan or two Cardinals fan that live here in this city. I think it's about time to switch teams. I think I'm going to be a free agent. That's what's going to happen. We shall talk. Have your comment, John. Update. We got a little bit of lunchtime theater. Got that finished. Got a couple sports questions for you. See how that goes. And we're just gonna sit back and have a good time. Dadgum. You hear me? Yeah. All right. So, guys, before we get going, I want to make mention April 10th, Josh Prey, comedian, will be at Beans Creek Winery for the Unstoppable Night of Hope. That tickets are on sale for now. Go to Beans Creek. Go to Megan, my beautiful wife, Megan Farrell Reed. Go to her page and you buy the tickets. It's gonna sell out, so you might as well go ahead and bite the bullet, get them tickets. It's going to be a great night. Michael Childress will be opening up for Josh that evening. And if you never heard Michael play and sing, it's a good time. He plays a lot of old-timey gospel song, not gospel all the time, but he usually ends with one. So go check that out for sure. We'll be there. Will be a fantastic time. Josh Prey is an absolute hilarious man. He is a Florida fan, so we can't hold that against him too bad. But I digress. So that's going on April 10th. Go to Beans Creek, their Facebook page, Megan's Facebook page, and I have shared it on here as well. We can get those tickets for Josh Prey. Let's get it going. Let's sell that bad boy out. It is outdoor. It's outdoor. If it does rain, they do have a contingency plan to move it inside, but hopefully the weather will work with us and we can spend that April evening outside laughing our hind ends off at Josh Prey. And also, give that dude a follow on all the socials. Check out his content. I'm telling you, super hilarious. He's been on our show. Go back and watch that. He gave Tooth an absolute just beating first off the bat about drinking Dr. Pepper. It was fantastic. So, today has been one of the craziest days. I don't know what is going on in this world to make today crazy. I know tomorrow is Friday the 13th. That's all well and good. But today was not Friday the 13th. It was absolutely nuts. No, I shouldn't eat McDonald's. Went to eat McDonald's. Busy at work. Shorthanded. Boss is like, hey, man, can you grab me 2 McChickens? I absolutely sure can. I go. I do the online order. I just gave them my code. They bring it up on there, and then I added 2 McChickens and a drink. I get to the window, and the lady's like, oh, did you have the Filet-O-Fish? No, sure didn't. I had the nuggets and Dr. Pepper and McChickens. Oh, okay. Confusion sets in, as Live says. They finally figure it out. I pay, go to the next window. She's like, did you, here's your food. Give my food. And I was like, well, this is light. This isn't it. So I look in there, and it's not my food. And I was like, this isn't mine. She's like, no. I was like, mine was like $17. This is not $17 worth of food, and I didn't order any of this. So, and I ordered a Diet Dr. Pepper, and this is clearly a Dr. Pepper. So hand it back to her. Confusion sets in again. Finally get that. She's like, all right, here's your drink. Pull the third window. We'll bring it to you. All right, cool. Go to the third window. Brings me my food, but don't bring me the McChickens. I'm at the third window. I can't talk to nobody because it's just an empty room. I see boxes of ketchup and stuff I'd love to have, but I can't talk to nobody. Drive-through line's backing up. All right, screw it. And I'm in a hurry because I'm trying to get back to work because we're busy. You know what I mean? So park in a parking spot, go inside. Absolutely nobody is at the front counter, if that's what you want to call it. It is a tiny counter. So a lady comes up to set a DoorDash or online order up there, and she's like, can I help you? I was like, yeah, I just came through the drive-through. My order's messed up. She's like, you want to see a manager? I said, no, I just want my my McChicken. What's up, Country Carter? Watching on Facebook Live. Appreciate you, brother. So I just want my 2 McChickens. That's all I want. She said, okay, let me get those for you. So I hear her go back there. I need a McChicken, and I'm like, no, plural, McChickens, 2 of them. Then, hey, what's going on with that McChicken? And I'm like, it's 2. It's 2 McChickens. Nobody can hear me say this, but I'm just like praying. Maybe somebody will hear me say I need McChickens, plural. I get the McChickens. I'm like, heck yeah, here we go. So I carried my other 2 bags in. So to let them know, hey, I don't have McChickens in here. They're not stored away in this bag. This isn't Narnia. There's no chickens in here. Well, I look at my bag again. I'm like, oh, you didn't give me any barbecue sauce. So I go stand back up there. Nobody comes back up there. I'm like, okay, what's the deal here? So I look. I'm like, all right, drive-throughs, calm down. Jump in my truck. Go through the drive-through line. Tell the lady at the speaker, hey, just need some barbecue sauce. Y'all forgot my order. This is, third time this has been messed up. I go to the first window. Did you have? Nope. Just need barbecue sauce. Oh, that was you? Yeah. Pull the next window. All right, cool. Finally get to pull the next window. She's like, went to hand me the food. I'm like, nope, just need barbecue sauce. And I'm not being mean, by the way. I'm not being rude or anything. It's like, no, just need barbecue sauce. Oh, okay. So she begrudgingly goes over 2 steps, grabs the barbecue sauce, goes to hand it to me. Guess what happened? She dropped the barbecue sauce. Okay, cool. Hands me more. Is that enough? Absolutely. That's enough. I got to go. This was a 25-minute ordeal to get chicken nuggets and McChicken. And I wasn't the only one because I seen a couple people turn around and go back. And they were slammed. I get it. We were too. We handled it. But it was just an absolute chaos going on there. My UPS driver today, we had 3 packages. He could only find 2. He comes back later. Hey, man, this thing was on the wrong side of the truck and under the shelf. Didn't see it. He's like, man, it's been a wild one. So I don't know what's going on out in the world today, but it's y'all. Everybody's just wilding out. It's been nuts. But we do have a good feel-good story coming out of Manchester. Saw this happen or start taking place yesterday. Saw a Facebook post from Brittany Smith, who friend of the show. We did a car show with her, and for her husband, he had a work accident, so know her through there. Well, she put a video up of an elderly gentleman delivering DoorDash to her house, and you're just kind of like, oh, sweet looking old man. Well, she wanted to get in touch with him, and hey, thank you for doing what you do. I guess ask questions. Why are we working? Found out his name's Mr. Richard. Found out he had to go back to work because his wife lost her job, no fault of her own. And after they paid their insurance and their medications and everything, there was nothing left of their retirement. So he's like, well, heck with it. I'm on DoorDash. Which, hey, man, kudos to Mr. Richard getting out there and DoorDashing. That I'm not sure how old he is, but, he looked, going up the steps gingerly, and I think that kind of tugged at Brittany's heart a little bit. And it makes you think, hey, if this man right here can go out and DoorDash, then somebody complaining not having a job, well, that's a you problem. That's on you. Mr. Richard's out here delivering DoorDash. So she made the post, and it spread around. See, JR, he had the same, chimed in on Facebook Live. He had the same kind of day. I'm telling you, something's out there today. I don't know what it is. I mean, it's wild. So, internet did its thing. They found Mr. Richard. Brittany set up a GoFundMe for him. And they ate lunch with him, I think it was today or yesterday at Jiffy Burger, and he told the story, and I think it was on the news, which at the time of this recording, I'm not able to watch it at this point. And him and his wife are just like, they can't wrap their head around everybody being so nice to them to help him retire again. And with me, I'm kind of like, this should be done. Why is this man having to go back to work? That's a whole nother story within of itself that we need to address or something like that. So as of this morning, as of Thursday morning, he did not know about the GoFundMe. And then he was shocked, and somebody had kind of told him, and he was like, oh, the goal was $20,000. They met the goal. Man, that's so nice of those people. Well, Thursday morning, it was at $200,000 that they've raised for this man. And now I saw on the video where they're eating at Jiffy Burger there in town, it said over $300,000 for Mr. Richard and his wife. Hopefully that's enough for these two to retire and enjoy some life, and maybe he don't have to DoorDash anymore. I'm sure he probably enjoys it, but at the same time, man, enjoy your life. Don't retire, and it don't be not good at retired. Just like our late great friend, Mr. Markham. He wasn't very good, Tom. He wasn't very good at retiring. That's what I told him on there. I'm like, man, you've retired 3 times. So hopefully Mr. Richard can retire, and him and his wife can just rest, take it easy, have a little fun. So congratulations and good on you, Brittany, for bringing that to everyone's attention. That was fantastic, and all the best to Mr. Richard and his wife, and all the best to everyone who blessed these folks with that GoFundMe. And I just got an update; it's up to $422,000. That is amazing. Way to go, everybody who did that. That is fantastic, man. It gives me cold chills thinking about that. That is just unbelievable. Good on you, Manchester, Coffee County, wherever you were from and donated to this, even if it was $1, $5, $100, whatever it was. Good on you, and that there's good people in this world. So thank you for blessing those two. That is fantastic, man. Just goodness gracious, $422,000. Man. So I got nothing to do with it, but thanks to everybody who did that. It's almost breathtaking. Like, oh my gosh, So congratulations, Mr. Richard. Hope you can retire. I really do. Thanks for everyone who donated, who shared the story, who commented on the story. That's what made it grow. That's this great thing about social media and Facebook. There's a lot of Facebook haters. There's a lot of social media haters. But this is one good thing. One of the good things about social media is this stuff can make that go viral and help these folks retire and live out their lives, taking it easy, enjoying life. Man, that's awesome. I hope they get take a big old trip somewhere and he don't have to drive and deliver food to all these people like me who's too lazy to go get it. I'm just kidding. A lot of times you have to. It's a joke. So good on you, man. That's awesome. So that's a good ending to a crazy day like today. Goodness gracious. So we're going to run here and take a little bit of a break. We'll talk a little bit of NFL news. Exciting news for the Titans. If you're a Titans fan, we got one of our owns coming back home. That is going to be great for the organization, I believe. Twofold. We'll have your Common John update. We'll talk a little World Baseball Classic with USA crapping the bed the other night, but I'm trying not to get too fired up about it. I'll do my best to contain myself. We'll have just a little bit of lunchtime theater, and then we'll have a couple sports questions, and then we'll wrap this bad boy up. You're listening to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on 93.9 The Duck. What's up, Hector? How's things going down there in Tampa? It's cold up here, man. It was hot yesterday and cold today. I don't know what's going on. All right, guys, welcome back to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on 93.9 The Duck. That would be episode 406, riding solo. Got my solo pilot's license, and here I go. We are sitting here, Studio 11. Me and my ball cards, if you were to walk in here, you would like, man, you've got a problem. Well, that's not even a fourth of them. Doing a card show next Saturday in Memble. Upper Cumberland Card Show's putting it on at the high school. Got me a table. My buddy Ben Dowse got us a table right beside each other. He's got his good cards, and I got my dollar cards. If I sell out, I'm going to make a lot of money. I'm not going to sell out, but if I do, I'm going to make a lot of money. I got a lot of cards. So y'all come check us out next Saturday. Warren County High School. Got a big car show, Upper Cumberland putting it on. So, yeah, nobody walk in here. I hope Megan don't walk in here. If she does, I'm in trouble. And she knows that they're here, but I don't know if she's seen them in this capacity. But I digress. All right, so NFL free agency period is going on, and, man, what a wild ride. Max Crosby from the Raiders got traded to the Ravens, and then the Ravens like, nah, we're good. We're good. They rescinded that trade. They signed Trey Hendrickson, because the trade originally was Max Crosby, and then they traded 2 first-round picks. Thank you, Hector, for those stars, brother. I really appreciate you, man. Everybody else who like what you see, hit them stars up on the Facebook Live feed. I'd appreciate it. So, they say it's a failed physical. I think they just didn't want to send the 2 first-round picks. And they're like, hey, we can get Trey Hendrickson, formerly of the Bengals, for the same money, not have to give up our first-round picks. And they were like, yeah, let's do that. That's my opinion. I don't have any knowledge of anything except I'm a sports nerd, and that's pretty much what happened, I would say. Also, Titans news, one of our own is coming home. The Tennessee Titans have signed free agent cornerback Alontae Taylor. Of course, Alontae from Manchester, went to Coffee County High School. Everybody always wants to play for their hometown team. That's just, you want to see your friends and family to watch you play football or whatever sport at the highest level. I'm sure it's just a great feeling. Now they get to watch him every home game. That is fantastic. I think it's fantastic for their organization. I think around here where a lot of the folks have been down on the Titans, rightfully so, it will have a better, they'll have a better, I'm going to say attitude about it, but a better outlook because one of their own is on the team. That's going to engage interest from people from Coffee County, from Manchester, to buy Alontae Taylor jerseys, as they should. And a lot of people here had the Saints, when Alontae was there. And, Tennessee. I know good buddy Dustin Murray. He's got an Alontae Taylor UT jersey. I'm sure that will be one of the hottest selling ones, especially around this area. So not only the Coffee County area, but you're going to trickle over into Shelbyville, Winchester, Fayetteville, Murfreesboro, possibly even Knoxville, and up that way because, he played, 4 years at University of Tennessee. Now, do I think that it's going to put 10,000 more fans in the seats every week? I don't think that many, but I think ticket sales will go up because of that, especially from around here. That will do great for the organization, in my opinion. In my opinion, counts. Hang on, time out. It fixed. So I think it's wonderful. We get our guy back. That is so awesome. Great signing because he's a good player too, and that's another thing. Needed help because L'Jarius Sneed did us no favors in the secondary last year. I mean, zero favors in the secondary last year, none. And now we got a defensive-minded coach. And, he didn't have such a good run there in New York when he was head coach there, but he's been a successful defensive coordinator in San Francisco. So I think he's building his base for defense, and he absolutely, he's getting some guys here. He got John Franklin Myers from the Denver Broncos. Man, that dude, him and Jeffrey Simmons on the same line. Yeah, I'm in on that. If I was a Titans fan, that's fantastic. Signed Cordell Flott. Don't know much about him from the Giants. Traded for Jermaine Johnson. They did trade Travondre Sweat, which I kind of like because he's a big old dude. He's one of those guys you just attract yourself. You're like, man, this guy here, I'm going to follow him. I like him. I like the way he plays. And I like the fact that he was training with Jeffrey Simmons. I was like, man, that's just going to do nothing but make him better. That's awesome. So I hate that they're losing him. Tommy Townsend got a punter. It's a punter. Cornerback Joshua Williams, 4 seasons, 12 starts, not that great. Daniel Bellinger, tight end, solid, decent. Wan'Dale Robinson, I think, is going to be a great pickup for the Titans. I think he's going to flourish. It will be a lot better than he would have been in New York. And the be-all, end-all, they signed Mitchell Trubisky. Goodness gracious. Well, come on. I know you got to have a backup for Cam Ward. I get that, but Lord have mercy. Now, I don't want to hear, they need to start Trubisky. No, they don't. They do not need to be starting Mitchell Trubisky. Do not get that in your head. Knock it off. And they also acquired Solomon Thomas from the Cowboys. So we're shoring up that defense, man. It's which we all figured that he would probably do. So that's good. We'll see where that takes the Titans this year. Now, me being a Cardinals fan, we've signed absolutely nobody of significance. Tyler Allgeier from Atlanta, whatever. I mean, decent RB2. Kendrick Bourne had some flashes last year, wide receiver from San Francisco, whatever. Gardner Minshew, cool hair, has some cool facial hair, whatever. So I'm posing this. I am seriously thinking about becoming an NFL free agent. My fandom may go to the free agent market. I've been a Cardinals fan for 25 years or so, roundabout. It's getting tiresome. It really is. We never do anything spectacular. We don't compete. We don't do anything. We just exist. What's the oldest franchise in NFL and the absolute worst franchise in NFL. It is extremely frustrating, embarrassing, aggravating. And a lot of times, like the NFL sometimes will, in sports in general, will be cyclical. It will cycle around, and there's parity, and that's what they want. Same with every sport. You kind of want parity. You don't want the same. You don't want dynasties. You want people to stay engaged with the sport. Cardinals have been to the twice, and went to the Super Bowl against the Steelers in 09 or 10 or whatever it was, and of course lost. But that's about it. I mean, we had some decent years with Carson Palmer, but I'm seriously I'm about to just become a free agent as a fan and see where that takes me. See who wants to pick me up. I may put an application out there, send it to all NFL teams. Hey, what you got for me? Where should I go? Why should I pick your team? It's so frustrating. And I was a Braves fan as a kid in the mid to late 80s, and they were absolutely atrocious. But they turned it around, had a good run in the 90s. I mean, a good run in the 90s. They weren't that good again. Turn around and they're good again. So it kind of goes like you can kind of get hope. It's like, man, it's almost as bad as being like a Cleveland Browns fan, or I don't know. It's just frustrating. So I'm thinking about opening up the free agent market in my NFL fandom. See who reaches out and wants me to be a fan. I'm not saying I'm not asking for money or anything. Maybe I should. Don't know. But all in all, man, we're excited. I do pay attention to the Titans. If you could have a second favorite team, they're my second favorite because it's easy to pay attention to, easy to go to the games. Hopefully, this will get more fan engagement because we have one of our own playing up there. So that would be just completely awesome if that happened. I would love it for the franchise. I'd love it for Alontae. And I've never even met the guy, but if anybody knows him, I've got I got about 10 rated rookie cards of him. Nothing spectacular. Got a purple shock and an optic. I'd love to have him autograph them if anybody could help me with that. I'm not going to sell them. I'm going to keep them for my personal collection. They're not doing it to make money. But if anybody could help me facilitate that, getting an autograph from Alontae on one of my cards, and I promise I won't sell it. I'll keep it, pass it down, what have you. It would be awesome. So, yeah, exciting times. I think Titans are going to be a little more competitive than they were last year. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. The Cardinals are probably going to finish last because all the good quarterbacks are gone. Gone. That's why we signed Gardner Minshew. We got Gardner Minshew and Jacoby Brissett. Now, Jacoby did last year filling in for Kyler because we released Kyler Murray. That's fine. Going to miss it. I really dug him, but whatever. It's just not – we're not him, as Cohen will say. We're not him. It's pathetic is what it is. Completely pathetic. And I'm about to get over it, to be honest with you. So, yeah, who should I be a fan of? Y'all let me know and tell me why. Got to tell me why. I can't just say because it's my favorite team. You have to give me some reasons. And we'll make our decision accordingly. And it comes down to gear, comes down to the fans, it comes down to the stadium, it comes down to history, ownership, all of it. I want to be in a good spot. So y'all let me know who I need to go. If that's indeed what I do. I would love to know that. So, all right, guys, take another break. We come back. We'll talk a little bit of World Baseball Classic. USA just about poo-pooed the bed. It was just about an embarrassment. Just about. So, hopefully they can rectify the situation going into this to this next round. We'll talk about that a little bit later. We'll talk some sporting event bucket lists. We'll have our Joe of the Week. And another sports question. Hardest sports championship to win. We'll see what you guys say about that. You're listening to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on 93.9 The Duck. All right, guys, welcome back to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on 93.9 The Duck, episode 406. That's me, the Travis Reed, right here, Studio 11. I got logs on the fire, a little chilly out this evening, but it's okay. It's not as bad as it was a couple weeks ago where I was freezing my hind end off. We're good to go up in here. All right, so World Baseball Classic is underway. When they announced this, when they first did it several years ago, I was excited. Heck yeah, man. It's going to be awesome. We're going to run roughshod over everybody. No, we're not. There's some really good baseball players out there in the world that aren't American. We already know this because there's so many good foreign players in Major League Baseball. And I think it's great. It's become a world game. But I'm still thinking, we invented this crap. This is our game. This is our game. We should not lose anything ever. But we have. And then we about poo-pooed the bed and got put out in pool play, which would have been completely embarrassing. I mean, completely embarrassing. We invented this game, and this really perturbed me the other day when I was watching the game and I heard an announcer. They said this team has been the USA team. This team has been compared to the 92 Olympic Dream Team. That's a big No, it ain't. There ain't no way. Now, there are some fantastic players on this team, but we lost to Italy 8-6. 8-6 we lost to Italy. Now, Italy does have some Major League Baseball players, and they got some good players on their team. But we lost 8-6 to Italy. And you're going to sit there and compare this team to the 92 Dream Team? Don't you ever compare the 92 Dream Team to any team ever. It's not fair. It's not going to happen. That ain't it. Especially these guys. Now, it does suck that, Tarek Skubal has to go back to the Tigers to finish his spring training because he can't pitch, because if he did, he wouldn't be able to pitch opening day. I feel like old boy wants to come back and pitch. Because he has said it that it was a better atmosphere than he thought it was going to be. So that's pretty daggum cool. That that's because you see, Cal Raleigh would not shake hands with Randy Arizona the other night, and they're teammates in Major League Baseball. These guys are taking this serious. Well, somebody wasn't taking it serious when we lost 8-6 to Italy. Come on, man. Like, you got the superstar of superstar players on this team. Let's go. We should be run ruling. Words are so hard for me this evening. Run ruling almost every team until we get to the knockout. Like playing against Japan. Speaking of Japan, did see a cool stat the other day. Thank you, Mother, for the stars on Facebook Live. I appreciate you. A guy that played for, was it Czech Republic or Chechnya or something? He threw 4 2/3 innings of scoreless baseball against Japan. How awesome was that? And his full-time job is he's an electrician. How cool is that? That was neat. Well, right here live on air, folks. Wife's coming in to get the old debit card. Got to go to Walmart. Are you physically going to Walmart? All right. Check that card aisle out. She says hi. I'm sitting there. She heard this story of me about going on about this baseball player, and she was like, "Really? He's an electrician, and he pitched really well for almost 5 innings." Like, yeah, isn't that's the cool thing is you got so many guys on these teams, and they're just everyday Joes, if you will. And they're out there playing baseball, man. They're playing against Ohtani and stuff. That's awesome. But we're America. We should be run-ruling people. So, boys, I'm telling you, you better get your game faces on. We better come out of this and win, because this is like a single elimination. Like, it could be over if you don't get your head out of your hind end. That would be an embarrassment right there. Complete embarrassment. There's already kind of losing to Italy. Like, come on, man. They didn't have Mike Piazza on the team. Goodness gracious. But I do love the World Baseball Classic. I think it's great. I think it exposes a lot of really good players on other teams that need to be seen. And maybe, they can get a job. Because you look at, they had that 17-year-old kid playing for Brazil, and Aaron Judge, like, hey, man, he got good stuff. He broke Aaron Judge's bat. You got the electrician throwing, 4 2/3 innings of shutout baseball against Japan. Maybe he gets a look. I think it's fantastic for that stuff. Because that's their dream. I mean, every kid that plays baseball, the dream, they want to play Major League Baseball. Maybe this is the way they can do it. And I think it's great just to showcase the world's talent with, in my opinion, the best game out there is baseball. And so the USA plays again on St. Patrick's Day. Let me see who they play. Let me maximize my screen out a little bit more because I can't see. Play Canada. Is that right? The 17th? Or was I incorrect? No, I'm sorry. March 13th. We play Canada, 7 p.m. My fault. That's on me. That is on me. But I'm not going to say any disparaging comments about Mark DeRosa and people saying, "Oh, he misread the rule." I haven't read all that, so I don't know. I hope he didn't, because I love Mark DeRosa, former Atlanta Brave. Good baseball mind for sure. Has a really good podcast, so check him out sometime. So we're in the quarterfinals. Play Canada. We'll play the winner of South Korea, and I don't know whose flag that is. And then they got Italy versus Dominican, and Venezuela versus Japan. It's going to be interesting right here, folks. We may clash against Japan again. I hope we play Italy again so we can just stomp a mud hole in them. You know what I mean? Have that get back win. Get some revenge on them. I hate losing. I can't stand it. Especially against, I don't have nothing against Italy. I like their food. All right. So, that being said, I think it would be awesome to go see the World Baseball Classic someday. They play it every 3 years, I believe. I think it'd be cool. It'd be neat to see. What is the best sporting event you've ever seen live or on TV? Like, just fantastic. There's so many for me. The Rose Bowl, 2009, 2010. Vince Young and the Texas Longhorns. I think it was against USC. That was a awesome game. So many. The Game 7 of the World Series in '93. Was it 93? Yeah, 93. Blue Jays versus the Philadelphia Phillies. Joe Carter hits a home run. That was awesome. I mean, to see it. I wasn't in person, but I see it live on TV. You're like, oh my goodness. When the Braves clinched against the Pirates in 92, man, that was cool. The best live for me, I guess, in person was the day before the Atlanta Braves clinched the division in 91. They were playing Houston Astros, and I was there at that game. That was really neat because I was, 13 years old, and that kind of environment it was new to me. I didn't know anything about it, and everybody's just going wild. I'm like, man, this is awesome right here. I don't know anything else live I've seen. Daytona 500 I saw live. It was pretty neat. I saw Richard Petty's last race, which happened to be Jeff Gordon's first race way back in the day. That was pretty neat. It ended up being an excellent race. But it was, I didn't really know the Jeff Gordon thing, but I knew it was Richard Petty's last race. But I've not seen, like all the sporting events I go to are just turds. One of my favorite, and I say this, the Duck is a Tullahoma high school sports station. When the Tullahoma Wildcats won the state title a few years back, I saw that in person, and that was freaking cool. I didn't have my daughter's at the time was in the band at Tullahoma, so I was there to support her, obviously. And I wanted Tullahoma to win. They're in Coffee County as well. But just to see the fashion that Tullahoma won, interception, end zone, in overtime in the game, and to see those kids just so excited, I was like, man, this right here, that's what high school football is about. So that was really neat to see in person. The rest of the games, I've been to a bunch of Titans games, and most of those have been absolute turds. Just the drizzling turd. Use another word there. What up, Jim Jam? Yeah, I saw Jim Jam in his Dale Earnhardt shirt today on the Facebook. He's looking good in that thing, brother. I like it. But yeah, NASCAR back in the day was, I'm telling you, y'all better. I told you last year, I wrote a couple blogs about it on the everydayjoeshow.com. NASCAR's getting better. These first 4 races have been pretty daggum exciting. And it ain't never going to be like it was when Earnhardt was around, or Elliott and Mark Martin, Rusty Wallace, and all that. But I'm telling you, man, it's getting exciting. Y'all need to tune in. Just trust me. If you don't like it, okay, cool. Turn it off. That's fine. But you need to pay attention because it is all 4 races this year have been bangers. Absolute bangers. Trying to think of another really good sporting. I've been to so many Titans games. Most of them. The really good ones. The first Thursday night football game in Titans history. They play the Raiders, and it was so cold. I think the Titans ended up winning. That was a pretty good game overall. The rest of them had just been turds. I got to see the Music City Miracle on TV in my uncle's living room. That was exciting. Cal Ripken Jr. when he broke Lou Gehrig's all-time games played streak. I shed a tear during that when they did that because that was like, man, this is history. Like that record will probably never be broken ever again. That was really neat. I did get to see Nolan Ryan's 7th no-hitter on TV. I got to see Ricky Henderson break the all-time steals list on TV. I got to see Nolan Ryan's 5,000th strikeout on TV. Mark McGwire break the single-season home run record. I got to see Barry Bonds break the all-time home run record and the 73 home run season. What else I watched? Several no-hitters. I've seen guys on live. I've seen NASCAR pit crew members catch on fire. One of them, tragically, got hit and passed away. Saw that live. So I've been to some crappy sporting events. Well, what am I talking about? Jonathan Prince, Sterling Marlin will be in Columbia for Mule Day on April 11th. That is pretty dang cool because he's from there. I actually got to eat lunch beside him at where I used to work. We had a customer appreciation day, and I was cooking. and it was my turn to take a break and eat. I got to sit beside Sterling Martin. Awesome guy, very nice. So he'll be in Mule Day, or in Columbia for Mule Day, April 11th. So what's your coolest thing you guys saw live or on TV as far as sporting events? Tiger winning all those Masters. I think I seen, me and Ben were talking today. Pretty sure he said he knows for a fact he watched all of them, and I'm pretty sure I did as well. Big Tiger fan back in the day when I still golfed. I still had money to golf. I don't have money to golf anymore. Trying to think. I just been to, and I was at the Tennessee Ole Miss game when they threw mustard bottles at Lane Kiffin. That was pretty cool. That was a little sketch, but it was still pretty cool. But anyway, if you get that later, y'all guys, y'all hit us up on the Facebook Live feed. See what you think about it. Tell us where you been, what you saw. We're going to take a break. We come back. We got your Common John update for the week. We're going to see what's going on there at 210 Woodbury Highway, see what the Johns have got cooked up for us. We'll have a little bit of lunchtime theater, then sporting event bucket list. We'll have our Joe of the week, and then the hardest sports championship to win. We'll get to that a little bit later. Then we'll wrap this bad boy up. You're listening to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on 93.9 The Duck. All right, guys, welcome back to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on 93.9 The Duck. It's episode 406, me, the Travis Reed, hanging out. Got my solo pilot's license. I'm in here all alone, hanging out, talking to you folks. What y'all doing? What y'all drinking tonight? Anything exciting? You ready for the weekend? Got a big Saturday, Common John, as you hear this today, partio on the patio going on. If you've never been to one of these St. Patrick's Day celebrations at Common John, you have completely missed out. Got green beer, got Irish-themed food, tons of folks. They got music. I don't know what you're waiting on. Curbside Saints, we playing some traditional Irish music, rocking the house. You're going to get their award-winning craft beer flowing all afternoon long. They got some Irish brews, and they also got wine. Don't forget they got wine. And Curbside Saints from Tullahoma, Tennessee. So there you go. Let's see what they're also giving away 4 Atlanta Braves tickets, courtesy of our friends. Maybe that includes us at 93.9 The Duck. They may be friends with me. I'm not really sure. Are y'all friends with me at 93.9 The Duck? Maybe. $1,000 in giveaway from our favorite local businesses. Man, they're pulling out all the stops. They got the merch. Make sure you wear green. I got a sweet St. Patrick's Day Common John T-shirt that when I go, I'm gonna wear that bad boy, so nobody pinches me. But I'm pretty sure my wife would pinch me anything. Like, yeah. But that's 3 to 7. So if you're listening to this right now, you've missed it. If you're listening on the air, shame on you. Exciting news. Common John, finest hot dog in southern Middle Tennessee. Did y'all know that? Did you know that? It's a pretty daggum good hot dog. That's a very suggestive video that they're playing on there. We need to talk to Bull about that. Speaking of Bull, I got a Mayday again. You need to come see me, brother. I'll text you. Hang on, my wife is buying me cards, maybe. We'll see if she brings them to me. She's just fueling the fire, boys. Fueling the fire. Love it. So yeah, if you never had a hot dog at Common John, you check it out. Don't forget Common John Brewing Company. Every Wednesday night they got single. Thursday night you got karaoke with DJ Sugar Shane and Back Porch Productions. I still don't know if he knows I call him Sugar Shane. I think I might have told him. Don't know. But, guys, go check them out. It is a fantastic, fantastic time. Great people. The clientele's great. Always a good time there at Common John. And if you live a little south of here, they might be opening up a little place in Pulaski, Tennessee. Common John Brewing Company, Pulaski. They are getting so close to opening. They have a Facebook page, Common John Brewing Company, Pulaski. The sign is up. A few more weeks, and they'll be ready to go. I've seen pictures of the inside. Oh, my goodness. They have outdone themselves. It looks great. The outside looks great. The beer is going to be great. So if you down south towards that way, go check them out. Common John Brewer Company in Pulaski. That sign is, that's an eye catcher right there. Like it looks cool. Super cool. They did great with the logo. Put little wings on around the circle and the CJ. Like it looks like it's ready to take off. The inside looks phenomenal, as Bull would say. Gives a sneak peek on their Facebook page. So go follow that Facebook page and keep up with all the updates. They have worked their hind ends off. I've talked to a couple of guys that have been down there working on it, and they're really getting after it. Really getting after it. It's getting there. The bar looks cool. I mean, I could sit there at that bar and drink a bunch of beer. I promise you that. Promise you that. So y'all go check them out. I'm making a road trip down there to Pulaski to go visit Common John for daggum sure. Oh man! Now she sent me more pictures of cards. They got Panini Prisms, the megas. Oh my gosh! Oh, they've got optics. I'm gonna be in so much trouble, and she's the one buying for me. Let's see here. Do they have any small Prism boxes? This is Riven Radio. Me fueling my habit here. Great radio. Don't worry, I'll edit it out. We'll see how it is. But anywho, don't forget, go visit our good folks there at Common John Brewing Company. Locally owned, locally brewed. Good folks. Can't say enough about them. But here we go. Common John Brewing Company, 210 Woodbury Highway here in Manchester, Tennessee. I'm trying to get the address for the Pulaski, and I don't see it on here. I do follow the page, so y'all go do that. And also, make sure you're following the Common John Facebook page and visit their website frequently because they do update it a lot. The food menus on there, the beer menus on there, all their events are on there. So if you need to know, hey man, what we gonna do this weekend? We're going to Common John, 210 Woodbury Highway. They got music tonight. They got single on Wednesday nights. They got karaoke on Thursday nights. They got music Friday or Saturday. They got comedy sometimes on Saturday when they Josh Fox and those folks come out of the Uncracked comedy. You know, go check them out. It's a good time, good folks. You'll probably see us there. So y'all check them out. I'm trying to see my feed here, see if it's working because my Wi-Fi. Let me tell you about this Wi-Fi. I don't want to trash the cell phone and Wi-Fi providers that their main color is pink and there's a T in the middle. So, got convinced to switch over. I got an iPhone 17. I need a new phone. I was with crap out. Verizon's expensive as crap. Whatever, blah, blah, blah. So I got rid of Charter internet as well. It was expensive, and my box went out twice in a week. And that's when all this audio started messing up on the show and the video. So switched to T-Mobile. Was fine for a little bit. And then all of a sudden, it went to crap. Every week, something else. The audio wouldn't sound good because of the Wi-Fi, because it processes through a computer. And then the video would cut out, and it's lagging right now. I'm recording in 1080 instead of 720 on the Facebook Live and the YouTube feed. So I'm like, oh, my gosh. So we call T-Mobile, hey, this tower, something's wrong. It's not working. It keeps dropping, blah, blah, blah. Like, oh, that tower's outdated. You don't even have the new one. Let me get you the new one. So they give us the new one. We get it, hook it up. It has like a number that's associated to that, like a phone number associated to the router. Never popped up. It worked decent, and I do a lot of online racing, like on Gran Turismo 7. Wouldn't connect. Put an Ethernet cable from a PlayStation to that, would not work. I'm like, there's no way it's not going to work. It's this Ethernet cable running to that. I have no interference, no Wi-Fi signal to worry about. I'm connected straight to it. Wouldn't work. Oh my gosh, what's going on? Call technical support. Remember, I said words are hard for me. I was on the phone for like 2 hours, and finally the lady, I would tell her something, and then when I would tell her, she'd ask me that question again. This happened like 4 or 5 times. Finally, I was like, later, I said, "Are you even listening to anything I'm saying? Like, I've told you this 4 or 5 times." And she's like, well, and she asked me the same question again. I was like, you know what? I said, I'm done. I said, let me talk to the nerds. I shouldn't have said that, but I meant it in a good way, because I had one of the guys at Verizon a long time ago. He was like, yeah, well, I'm one of the nerds in here. We know how to do this stuff. Those people are just customer service. I'm like, okay. So I affectionately call them the nerds. So I get to one of him. He's a smart aleck. I guess she told him I call him a nerd. I don't know. So he kept going. I'd say something. He'd go, mm-hmm. So I'm like, oh, this guy here. And then he asked me, he's like, I don't see how your box was working and now it's not. He's like, it shouldn't have been working, because he found out the SD card inside of the box of the router was programmed to a different plan that was lower tier than ours. So it wouldn't work. He's like, I don't know how it worked. I said, well, and I went through it. It worked this day, this day, this day. He said, hey, man, that's in the past. He's like, we need to focus on now and the future, not the past. I said, bro, you asked me the question. Like, what do you want me to do? You not answer you when you ask me the question? So he got on my nerves a bunch. So at the end, he's like, anything else I can help you with? I was like, no, man, I appreciate it. All good. He's like, okay, if you need anything else from T-Mobile, blah, 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 blah. And I said, mm-hmm, and I hung up. But, man, I felt fantastic after I did it to him. Just, oh, my gosh. So then I called him next day. We get it in. We get the new one in, hook it up. Guess what? It don't work. Like, you have got to be kidding me. So talk to the dude, this other guy. He's like, oh, yeah, here's this, and this. Hook your Ethernet cable up to us. I hook it up. And we have a T-Mobile business account. So it has filters on it. So, because businesses don't want you doing certain things on the internet. Understand completely. So we get it, and he's like, oh, it's got filters. Let me take these filters off. So he took the filters off. He's like, how about that? Does that work? I'm like, yeah, works great. Cool. Awesome. Blah, blah, blah. Next day, guess what? Does not work again. So apparently, didn't take the filters off. Had to call again. So I called these people 3 days. 3 out of 4 days. Spent over 4.5 hours on the phone with these folks. All to find out is that when you have T-Mobile Wi-Fi, it is not very compatible with online gaming when it's like a peer-to-peer, like Call of Duty, Fortnite, online racing. It's not compatible with that. When we got it, we told the dude at the store, hey, bro, we do online gaming in our house. Is this good for? Oh, it's great for that. I do it and blah, 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 blah. It's great. I do this. I do that. Yet you lie, son, because it don't. And I know, first world problems. I get it. But that's the reason why we got it, so I could online race with Tooth and Justin Hobbs. That's why we did it, so we can have fun as an adult. And I barely can. And dude's like, yeah, it don't work well with that. And it has a lot of functionality problems with PlayStation 5. Bro, that's what half the world uses, are PlayStations. And you're telling me it don't work? Why in the world would you do that? Like, I don't understand. Like, it's not your fault. I'm not mad at you. But why? So, took the filters off again. And this guy called me back today, and everything's working fine until we start doing this live feed, and it keeps buffering. I thought only certain tube websites buffered, but I digress. So anyway, I apologize to the Facebook Live folks. I don't know how YouTube's doing, but I apologize. It's not my fault. It's those people. I already said their names, but it's those people who our cell phone Wi-Fi providers with the main color is pink. Anyway, so that was just an event. I've wasted so much time, 4.5 hours, 3 out of 4 days, had to call these folks. And it is just barely better than it was. Like, it is embarrassing how bad this is. Like, I can't believe you would actually try to provide a service that you know does not work with this and not tell the people who are buying it, and they specifically tell you, hey, I do this. Will it work? Absolutely. It's fine. That's a complete lie. Absolute complete lie. So I don't know what we got to do, because the one I was using, Spectrum, Charter, whatever it's called, their boxes kept crapping out. Brand new box, wouldn't work out of the box. Technician like, yeah, this thing ain't working. It's bad. Get another one. Yeah, I'll hook it up. I know how to hook them up. It's not that hard. Didn't work. Like, really? Come on, man. How's this not working? It's brand new, out of the box. I get it. I work in an industry where stuff don't work out of the box, but come on. First world problems, I know. McDonald's and Wi-Fi have been the bane of my existence today. It is what it is. So, anyway, we're going to take another break. We come back. We're going to a little bit of lunchtime theater. Then we're going to talk sporting event bucket list. We'll have your Joe of the Week, and then some burning question for all you Joes out there in the crowd. You're listening to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on 93.9 The Duck. All right, guys, welcome back to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on 93.9 The Duck. That's episode 406. That's me, Travis Reed, all by myself. Got my solo license. Here I am, surrounded by a bunch of my ball cards still, and Megan's buying me more. Woohoo! She's going to be so mad when she gets back, but it's fine. Lunchtime theater this week. We finished the newest season of The Night Agent, season 3. All right, season 1, in my opinion, talk to Tooth about it, banger. Absolutely wanted more. Love that show. Was great. Second season, not so much. Rose got on my everlasting nerve. Ever-loving nerve, however you want to say it. Could not stand it. Oh my gosh. Suffered through, I don't even think we finished season 2 because it was just that bad. We're like, oh, I can't stand. I can't listen to her talk anymore. Blah, blah, blah. So season 3, we're like, all right, we'll give it a shot. See how it's doing. Bang up job, folks. Night Agent season 3, way to go. It is freaking awesome. So if you're on the fence about watching the new season, absolutely check it out. Man, can't say enough good things about it. Like, we didn't want it to end. And we finished Lincoln Lawyer, and Lincoln Lawyer was really good, so we needed something to kind of fill that void. And this did. This definitely did. So give her a look for sure, man. From Green Flag to Checkered, awesome show. Awesome show. All right, now here we go. Jim Jam's still on here. Sporting event bucket list. What you got, man? Mine is always the major one because I'm a huge sports fan. Stick and ball sports, steering wheel sports. I love them all. Dirt racing, rally racing, motorcycles, NASCAR, short track, speedways, whatever, road courses. Love it all. Love all the major, 4: hockey, baseball, basketball, football. I have one on my bucket list. I got to go to the Daytona 500 a couple years ago, and that it is a Super Bowl of racing, but it was magical. Like, it was, you just felt that buzz in the air of how great it was. So I highly recommend going to the Daytona 500. I've been to an NFL playoff game. Obviously never been to a Super Bowl because I ain't got it like that. World Series, I ain't got it like that either. I've never been to a playoff game in baseball. It was close when, like I said earlier, in '91, when the Braves, the day before they clinched the division, that was electric. Electric. I've never even been to an NBA game. Never. I need to go. Somebody just wrecked behind my house pretty bad. Did y'all hear that on there? That's wild. People still wilding out on this day. I don't know what's wrong with the world on this day. My gosh, what's going on? Anyway, yeah, NFL playoff game, different feel for sure. I've never been to a college basketball game, so I've never been to Final Four, March Madness. I've been to a senior PGA event, never been to a PGA event. Masters is up there on a bucket list for sure. The Players' Championship at Sawgrass will be great. The British Open will be great. But that one out there in Arizona, where like the 17th hole or whatever, the Waste Management whatever hole, where it's like a big gallery of people and there's like 4 or 5 levels to it and they just absolutely party. Bro, I'm in on that. Like, that would be so fun right there, because golf, you got to be quiet and you can't be loud. No, this hole, be quiet when they swing, but after that, they just go bananas. I think it's fantastic. I would love to do that. Really high on my list of the sporting event bucket list would be Indianapolis 500. There's 200,000 people at that race. I mean, it's like going to 2 Bonnaroo's at once. You know what I mean? But you just hear, that the whole time. That'd be awesome. Another one would be playoff. I've been to a playoff hockey game. Never been to the Stanley Cup final. Playoff hockey, I love watching on TV. It's even better in person as far as like the feel of it. And I love hockey in person as well. But those are my bucket list. Just a NBA game would be cool with me. It'd be great. NBA finals, I don't know, it's so watered down anymore. I'm so mad at the NBA half the time. I still watch it, but it just gets on my nerves. College basketball did that to me for a while. It's getting a little bit better. The Tennessee Auburn game the other day was really good. SEC tournament. What's some of y'all still on here with me? If it hadn't cut out, switch over to YouTube. It's loud and clear on YouTube. Killing it on the YouTube. I think it'd be great to go watch the race of the Isle of Man. I think that would be a top bucket list. Bathurst over there in Australia would be a cool event to go see. All the big events for me in sports are bucket lists. I just want to go. I don't care what sport it is. I just want to go. I want to go to all the big events because that's where it's history. Like I was saying earlier, Eli used to ask me, why do you always watch all the playoff baseball? I said, because it's history. Every game has a chance to be history. That's why you watch all the games, especially playoff time. Every sport, that's when the players try the hardest. So that would mean, let me put on here on the feed here. Maybe we can get a little better. Maybe we can get a little better signal over there, because it's rock and rolling over here on the YouTube. Stupid. Sorry, Hector. I'm sorry, buddy. All right, there we go. So yeah, I want to go to all of the sporting events. because it's always history. There's a chance of catching a foul ball or getting autographs or just seeing the players up close and personal. It's a better experience to see it in person. So there's my bucket list. In the comments if you can see it, because it keeps cutting out and being ridiculous, and it's frustrating. It is. All right, we're going to take a break. We come back. We have got Joe's of the week, and this was a no-brainer. We talked about it earlier, but this is a no-brainer for Joe of the week. Then we'll have the burning question this week's going to be hardest sports championship to win. What do you think it is? You're listening to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on 93.9 The Duck. All right, guys, welcome back to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on 93.9 The Duck. It's episode 406. It's me, the Travis Reed, right here, Studio 11, flying solo tonight. Hanging out, talking some sports, talking some trash, talking about how crazy this world has been today. I don't know what's going on, but goodness gracious almighty, it is something out there. Thank you guys that on the Facebook live feed switched over to the YouTube. It is flawlessly working like nobody's business right here. Doing good. Okay, Joe's of the week, or the female Joe of the week, Miss Brittany Smith, for bringing everyone's attention to Mr. Richard. Talked about it in the open of the show. This gentleman has retired and kind of had to go back to work. His wife lost her job to no fault of her own, and their retirement money just pretty much covered their insurance and their medication for the month. So he went back to work door dashing, which is awesome. That he's like, hey, you know what? I says, what I'm going to do, we're going to get this done one way or another. We're going to have some money to live on. So that's great. But Brittany, to have a heart like that, to bring this to everyone's attention, she didn't have to. She could have just been like, hey, you know what, just some random DoorDasher coming up. Oh, he's a little older. But she had some compassion in her heart and was like, hey, we need to do something for this gentleman right here. And so glad she did. She is definitely the Joe of the week, without question. Nick Barris has published 2 posts on this. The GoFundMe's up to over $400,000. Just fantastic. And all thanks to Brittany, Brittany's friends who shared the post, people who liked the post, people who commented on the post, people who gave to the GoFundMe. And that is that's huge. I mean, huge. So good on you, Brittany. Thank you so much for bringing this to our attention. Thank you, Mr. Richard, for getting out there and working your hind end off, for your wife so you guys could live. I hope this money reaches you and you can just take it easy and enjoy the retired life as you should. So congratulations, and Brittany, good on you for doing that. And, Brittany's done a lot of stuff for the community in the past. So, good on all you guys who helped. I've said it 100 times again, but, it's so refreshing to see people giving to a man that they don't know in a situation they don't know anything about. And then when it comes to light through the power of social media, it came to light and she wanted to help someone. That was great. And that's why she's Joe of the Week, because she used social media for one of the reasons why it was intended to be. That's why. That was one of the reasons. So good on you. Congratulations. Congratulations, Mr. Richard and his wife. It's just an awesome, awesome story. I hope it gets more traction. I hope the national news gets a hold of this thing. I hope they interview Mr. Richard and Brittany and they get all the accolades that they deserve. They will, if you're listening to this on YouTube or Facebook, they will be on Josh and Holly Morning Show with an interview. Excited to listen and to watch that. So, I hope this helps it go even more viral, and we can get some more money for those retirees, and they can just enjoy life. So, we're going to take another break. We come back. What is, in your opinion, what's the hardest sports championship to win? We're going to find out what that is. Then we'll wrap this bad boy up. You're listening to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on 93.9 The Duck. All right, guys, welcome back to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on 93.9 The Duck, episode 406. It's me, Travis Reed, flying solo out here. Studio 11, got her nice and toasty for show. We're going to talk about what's the hardest sports championship to win. Now, there's a lot of them, and there's a lot of different, reasons why they would be hard. You take it, look at the World Series, Major League Baseball. It's a grueling 162-game season. Yes, they're playing a game, but they still have to work every single day. They have to travel every 3 days, be away from their family for the most part, sometimes a couple weeks at a time. They start in February, end the 1st of November. That's long. You got to stay healthy all year long. You think, you just look at us, we walk around the store and pull a hammy. These guys are out there running full speed constantly for 8 months. That's a hard one. NFL, you're having a car crash 35 miles an hour every single play. 17 games, 3 games in the preseason, and then up to, 4 postseason games up to. That's a hard one to win. Very hard. NHL, 82-game season. You're on ice. You're on ice on razor blades, and then they just let you fight. You can just fight whoever you want to. Some guys come take your head off. He's gonna fight you. That's a long, grueling season, and then the playoffs. It starts in end of April and goes until like June. Same way with the NBA, 82 game. A little bit easier. Still a semi-contact sport. 82 games, a lot of preseason, a whole lot of playoff. That's hard. The Masters, just the pure pressure of that situation and getting that green jacket. That's a lot. That's a lot to take in, man. That's a hard one. And golf is such a humbling sport any daggum way. Geez. Good luck with that. I can't hit a golf ball straight to save my life. It's just a natural, I just got a natural slice. Actually, I'm just terrible at golf, and I can't hit one straight. But golf is that's the most humbling sport ever is golf. NASCAR championship, it's hard enough to get to NASCAR. You got to have the right money, the right sponsors. And it's not easy to drive a race car. We'll say that. So that's a hard one as well. College basketball, same, grueling. You got school plus practice plus games. That's another hard one. They all, in tennis, you just hit a ball back and forth constantly. It's 100 degrees outside. That's not easy. You got different surfaces. You got clay, you got grass, and then you got the traditional hard court. I just had another one on the tip of my tongue there, just the tip, and I can't remember what sport. World Cup. You got the most popular sport in the entire world, which is soccer or football. You're playing against seemingly every country in the world to get to qualify for the World Cup. Then you got to play the World Cup tournament. Oh my gosh, that is ridiculous. That may be one of the hardest. Now MLS, it's hard because soccer's hard. You just run. You just run for like 90 minutes. Just constantly run. Unless you're the goalie, and you still got to run in short bursts sometimes. You got to head on the swivel. But you got to beat all these countries, all these great players. That just and you're running the whole time. Like when do you guys rest? Do you ever rest? I don't know when you ever rest. But World Cup may be, man, for my money, maybe one of the hardest. That's not an easy sport, bro. That's hard. So that may be, that's going to get the top of the list for daggum sure. Jeez. Didn't think about that one until the very end. That was on the tip of my tongue. I couldn't get it out. I thought about it earlier. I was like, yeah, soccer. You know, and it's, you ever try to kick a soccer ball? You know, be long, it's easier to kick a football. And kicking a football ain't easy. So yeah, I think World Cup, man, for my money, may be one of the hardest for sure. You know, that's football and or soccer and I'd say the Masters were probably two of the hardest, in my opinion. Me being a professional athlete that I am, because I played them all on PlayStation. Yeah. So what do you guys think? Hit the comments. I'll post this question tomorrow on the Everyday Joe Show page. We'll see what we get on that. Hello, mother-in-law Bonnie Patterson. How are you? Sorry, signal is terrible. I apologize for the feed. T-Mobile again. Maybe they should sponsor me, and then maybe my signal will be better. Speaking sponsors, sponsored, holler at us. We're taking them. Let's go. Let's get this done. We need some new equipment. We need some new Wi-Fi. Need some new Wi-Fi for sure. Yeah, hit us up, man. We're actively taking sponsors right now. Come holler at us. But that, I think soccer definitely the hardest one. Easiest, and I don't say easy. Nowadays, it's easier probably for the NBA. Back in the 80s and the 90s, it was a more physical game. It still is physical, don't get me wrong. But I feel like it has it's went down a little bit. Football, I think football, there's a lot of luck in not getting injured, and that is preparation. That is work as well, keeping your body in tune. NASCAR, you know, a lot of up until now was just luck. It's getting a little harder now, so maybe that answer will change in the future. NHRA drag racing, that ain't easy. I mean, you're going from 0 to 300 in 3 seconds. I mean, that ain't easy on the old body. Then the team has to break down the engine after every run and rebuild it. That's not easy to do. They're all hard. So it's hard to quantify, and it's apples and oranges and tomatoes and cantaloupes and stuff. So they're all different. But I just think, for my mind, the Masters and the World Cup. You got so many people gunning for you in both. You know, NASCAR, like the Daytona 500, that's not a championship, so to speak, but it's one of the marquee races. Anymore, it's just luck. Back in the day, it took some skill and some cojones, but now a lot of us now it's fuel mileage and luck. Avoid the big wreck at the end. Save your fuel. You'll win. You know, it's ridiculous. Anyway, so that's for my money. That's what it is. I'd love to see your guys' reaction to this one and what the hardest sports championship is to win. All right, we're gonna take another break. We come back, we'll wrap this bad boy up. Apologize for the bad live feed. I don't even want to talk about it. It makes my blood pressure's up. I need to take me a pill. You're listening to the Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on 93.9 The Duck. All right, guys, welcome back to Everyday Joe Show, brewed by the Common John Brewing Company here on 93.9 The Duck. That's episode 406. Oh, the Travis Reed flying solo out here this evening. Left to my own device and all that stuff, and I'm out here alone, surrounded by ball cards, and stand up with Kyle Busch and Clark Griswold, and man, loving life. Once again, I want to apologize for the Wi-Fi feed. We're actively working with our provider to fix it. They've already called me, and I told them I had a show tonight, and it has to work. There's no choice. It has to work. It's working kind of better than it was. The mics are better, and a little fine tuning that's going to need to be done. That's a Mayday to Bull. I need you to help brother out because I don't know what I'm doing, as you well know. So maybe I'll have to reach out to him. So it is frustrating. I do apologize. Thank you guys for sticking in here with me this evening all by myself. We're going to have some guests, but I have a ball card show next Saturday that I've been preparing for. So there are literally ball cards everywhere. You just can't see them on camera. If I took the lower third down, you could see probably about 300 of them. And if the camera was on the dentist chair with 2 sits, there's probably another 200. And this is not even half of them that are going to the show. So